camera. I mean, my microphone.
You think eventually, and it's on already.
Hi.
Hello, everybody.
6 o'clock came really fast.
The mic is part of the skit. That's how we do this.
I know.
Yeah.
I could have just yelled, I guess.
You could have.
Is it on? Yep. All right.
It is on.
Ready.
Yeah. Are you?
As much as I'm going to be.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Welcome to the world of COVID. That's kind of how this goes.
Yeah.
It's just kind of see how things happen.
And yeah, well, you lose track of time. I mean, days, obviously we've lost track of like days, and you lose track of time.
Yes.
Like we're eating at the weirdest hours.
Yes.
Or not eating.
Or not eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I guess would be like intuitive eating. Have you heard of that thing?
No, I've never heard of it. What
intuitive is you just eat intuitively. Like when you're hungry and you eat what your body's craving. I think that's what it is. I've seen on Instagram, so clearly I'm an expert.
Right. Right. So that's intuitive. Yeah. Well, it's weird because I've always like intermittent fasted. But
that's also called not eating for you. You just don't eat breakfast and lunch.
Right. Yeah. I usually only eat, I'll eat a late lunch and then dinner. That's usually all I eat.
Yeah, but then there's times that you end up needing more. And then
and then I eat.
Yeah, but man, sometimes you can put down some food.
Right.
For being a, pretty thin, fit guy. I do not know how good thing you have like 15 miles of intestines because I don't know where you put it.
I don't either. Sometimes it's weird because it's one of those things I've always done and now it's a thing.
Yeah. And I was the opposite.
Like that's not new to me, but apparently it's a new like diet thing.
Well, there's a lot of religions that have done like intermittent fasting or extended fasts for cleansing purposes.
Right. Well, extended fasts are different. Like I very rarely go.
Okay, I'll stop touching my microphone now.
Maybe. I very rarely go without eating. I'll go 10, 12, 14 hours, but I won't go an entire day.
Yeah.
Usually.
Well, I did that for a while, like over the summer.
Yeah.
And it really helped like health-wise too. There was a lot of benefits to it. That's not really what we were planning on talking about.
No, it has nothing to do with what we were talking about.
Not at all, but
it's kind of where this is what happens.
I think intermittent fasting is good because it helps like reset your metabolism and like it shrinks your stomach down a little bit. There's times I think the longest I did was like 72 hours.
That's a long time.
An extended fast. Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
But it starts like reworking you like your body at like a cellular level.
Right.
So, well, you say that, but then once you have to work up to it. It's not like I just woke up one day and was like, I'm not going to eat for 72 hours.
Yeah, right. I mean, I guess you could, but it's probably not the way to go.
No. It was good for what it was at the time.
Right. I can't imagine doing that
it makes you think too, like why you're hungry. There's a lot of benefits to it.
Well, that's what's weird about this situation that we're in now with the COVID thing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Like,
there's no mindless eating right now.
Right.
I've lost 5 pounds.
Right.
So I'm not complaining. I still feel like I'm eating. We're cooking all of the meals at home.
Right. It's amazing what like home cooked meals, the difference in that versus the junk we eat like on a regular basis. You know what I mean? Like
how often? I didn't think I ate that bad before, but now I realize that it's just maybe quantity too.
Well, it changed not only quantity, but quality changes. Because even though like we would majority eat at home, like home cooked meals, but we would have fast food pretty regularly, and it's one of those things. Yeah, and it's weird how this whole situation has changed that total.
We haven't had pizza delivered at all in what a couple more days. It will be a full month,
right,
since we've had pizza delivered.
Right.
Over that,
I think.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So what we ended up doing because of this is we were curious what else has changed for everyone else. Like what is it that people are doing different now because of this environment?
Because it feels like some things are similar for us. And then there's things that have definitely changed. But so yeah, that's why we put the survey. Hello, everyone that's joined us to this point.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, so we did the Survey Monkey. So for anybody that participated, thank you for doing it. It was interesting results.
It was,
which we're going to go over.
And so they've actually changed since I looked at them. We've actually had more responses than I expected. And the last time I checked them, the numbers were lower. So it's going to be different than even when I saw them. So it's kind of cool to see what people are perceiving as life now.
Yeah.
Or not.
Right.
Yeah.
There's some things that I'm like, I expected to change more than they did.
Right. Yeah, me too.
So
we'll see. So there's how many questions? 10?
10.
So there's 10 questions that we sent out on this survey.
Mm-hmm.
And we got some pretty interesting results. There's one that in particular that I can't wait to get to because I saw the results.
And we haven't talked about it. We actually we looked at the results separately, and I haven't looked at the results since last night. So I don't know what's changed today.
Yeah, I saw it this morning, but there was one question that you asked that I found fascinating to the answers. When it comes up, I'll let you know, but it is funny.
Okay, so I'm gonna start reading them.
Yeah.
Okay,
just
so the first
see what happens.
question was, are you eating more, less, or the same?
Okay.
Do you want me to tell you what? Okay.
Yeah, what are the results?
So the number one answer by 62% is most people are eating the same.
Okay. That's a pretty good majority.
I was really surprised by that because I feel like most people don't cook meals at home. So,
but the same doesn't necessarily mean they're not cooking at home or not ordering.
Oh, that's true. And I guess
you can still order food.
Or going to the grocery store is still an
option. Still doing things normally. Yeah.
We're just not.
We're not normal.
The next answer, so same with 62% less. Just about 21% of people are eating less. And then almost 17% are eating more.
Really?
Yep. So
17% of people are eating more food now than before.
Stress eating, boredom, or a full
or
pantry.
They're home.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people that may not have been home before this whole thing.
Yeah, and there's kids too.
Yeah.
Kids being home, that makes a big difference.
Yeah. So 62% of people are eating the same. So
same amount. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, well,
what are you? Are you eating? What would you say? It's hard because you're not home usually.
Well, for me, I'm eating the same. Like nothing.
You are kind of eating the same.
Yeah. I usually eat 1 or 2 meals a day. I don't typically have breakfast. Nothing's changed for me. Really.
I'm eating less. I think it's more of like, even this morning, like my breakfast that was at 2:00 this afternoon, I had half of what I normally would have had.
Right.
So it's just kind of like conserving.
Did you answer the quiz? Did you go through and answer them?
Did you?
I did.
No, we're supposed to talk about them.
Well, I know, but I wanted to play too.
Oh, okay.
I went through. You didn't.
I'm going to answer them right now.
Oh, all right.
I might have. I don't remember if I did.
I did.
This was like a week ago.
I think
we've talked about my memory before.
Right. So.
All right.
So that for some reason it's surprising. That number's larger than I thought.
Me too. I actually thought more people were going to put that they're eating more just because they're home.
I assume less.
Stress. Oh, really?
I assume less because I thought that this environment would create people to stay home.
Yeah.
And conserve food. Like what if, we don't.
See, but I think that's like we're a little bit different in that because there's a lot of people that they're still going to the store a couple times a week or whenever they want food. We're not doing that.
Right.
We're trying to not go out in public.
Right.
It's been.
It depends. I'm sure family to family.
We've gone out one time in almost a month.
Right.
Technically.
Right.
So.
All right. Well.
All right. Question number 2.
Okay.
And feel free to chime in. Anybody
if you guys have any comments, please jump in and elaborate here because this is it's gonna get. I'm sure.
This surprised me too. The next one.
Go ahead.
And I have to sneeze.
Watermelon.
Are you exercising more, less, or the same? The number one answer is almost 46%. The same.
Yeah, which means nothing for a lot of people. They're not.
That's true.
Right.
Oh yeah, I guess I was thinking like the gyms are closed. Like how are they doing it the same? But that just means it's probably 45% either already worked out at home or didn't do anything at all.
Right.
Oh yeah, I guess I didn't think of it like that.
Well, that's me. I don't go to the gym. I couldn't tell you the last time I've been to the gym.
So
every once in a while I get bored and I start doing I see how many push-ups I can do.
He's so extreme in like everything he does.
Everything.
He like won't do anything and the next thing he's doing like 5-minute planks. No bullshit. You really did like a 4-minute plank that one time.
Yeah.
But like you're just naturally like athletically fit though.
Right. But that doesn't change. Like I still don't work out.
Right.
like I don't have a desire to. I have zero desire to go to the gym. I don't like the gym. There's people and germs in there.
About the gym, it depends on the gym.
I didn't care about the germs until this whole thing started.
I don't know if I'll ever go to the gym again.
I don't know.
But I always was really good at wiping down my equipment. Anyways,
yeah. Did you get it all?
Probably not.
I don't know.
Which is why I have a really good immune system.
Yeah, no doubt. And maybe that's part of it. But I don't think, I mean, for me, the gym thing, I'm shocked.
Well, but we didn't really specify. Okay, so the next highest answer was 33% less exercising.
Right.
Which I think I expected it to be higher than 33. 1 out of 3 people are doing less exercising.
Right. I kind of expected it to be a lot higher too, because it's harder to have access to the gyms for those people that were going. And the gym membership right now, like there's gyms out there that are like, look, you have to keep paying your membership or the doors won't be open when this is done.
Yeah. Especially the smaller gyms.
Maybe this whole relief thing helped. I don't know. But
yeah.
But I kind of expected that more people would be working out or doing their fitness program less because of that, because they don't have access.
It's the most surprising answer for me is that almost 21% of people are exercising more. And I don't know if that's because they're bored or they just have more time on their hands. I don't know.
Well, it passes time. I mean, you got nothing but it now. For a lot of people.
I tried yoga.
Yeah.
That's new for me.
Yeah, no yoga.
Just little walks.
I
liked yoga.
I am 100% not flexible. Like yoga it would take me a long time to get to any point to where I was comfortable doing yoga.
Yeah, but beginning yoga was not like you had to be super flexible.
I can't even meditate for longer than 15 minutes at a time without having to roll out of the freaking room because my leg's asleep. Let's not kid ourselves. Beginning yoga, sitting Indian style.
It was like more like stretching, the one I did.
Yeah, that's a problem for me. I can't.
I just start somewhere.
I'm aware, but
if you were to tell me right now that I need to plank for a minute, there's no way.
Yeah, I'll plank all day. Don't ask me to sit funny or do some weird things. I am not that.
I wasn't even sitting funny. Okay.
What do you mean? That for me, that's funny.
Crisscross applesauce?
Yes.
Also known as Indian style?
Yeah, that hurts.
For us
older people.
Yeah.
It hurts.
My ankle will start to go numb.
It's
but
terrible.
You're still a young whippersnapper.
No,
so
clearly.
You have no reason.
I've got all the mobility.
Number 3. Sorry, moving on.
No, that's good. Yeah, let's go.
Do you find the self-isolation a nice break from the grind, complete torture, or no different than before?
Oh.
So I was going to say it's pretty even, but it's not. So almost 42% of people said that it's no different than before, the self-isolation. So.
But there's another question that you ask later.
Yeah.
That says this hasn't affected too many people work-wise. Like there are still people that are working. So it may not affect as many people as we realize.
And that's the thing is I thought that it would affect more people.
Yeah.
The second highest answer was it's a nice break from the grind.
Right.
And then 25% of people said it's complete torture. So that's definitely for the people still working, I think
bet
no different than before, one way or another.
Yeah. Well, and that phone that he's referring to, I'm pretty sure it's like a constant ring. Like, you know how most of our phones, like it'll ring and then he'll break in the music or whatever ringtone you have, like it stops. That phone that he refers to, that tone never goes away. Like I tried having a conversation with that guy one time.
It's one of the reasons I quit my last job.
Right. I tried talking to him one time, like in the middle of a conversation, and it took me probably ringing. 2 hours to complete a 10-minute conversation because that damn thing doesn't shut off.
Right.
And I feel bad for guys like that. I do.
Yeah. It's because you don't get a break from it.
There is no break from that. No.
So I guess that's part of the no different than before.
Right. Nothing's changed.
The nice break from the grind. You know, I think for some people it's a different grind. Being home, if you're not used to being home, and I know this because I stopped working a year ago.
Right.
I'm working again now from home, but being home is a very different grind than going to work. So it's 100%. It's just different now. I think for a lot of people, especially when you have your kids all the time and you're not used to.
See, and I'm stuck in the middle of that. Like it's absolute torture because I I do go stir crazy. When I'm inside four walls, like I got to do something. But at the same time, it is kind of a different into the grind kind of thing where it's like there's a little bit of that break from. It's almost a break from reality, is what it feels like.
Yeah, I feel that way. I mean, even though I think I'm at home, I work at home, I'm home all the time, and you're usually not here, and so I think it's not a lot different for me, but I also like, I'm perfectly fine not going anywhere for 2 days, but I like to get out when I want to get out.
Right.
And I think that that's where it's been a little bit difficult. And we've both had kind of our days, especially this last week, where it's like you just, one day you wake up and you're just ready to get out or be away from people and you can't. And so, I mean, it gets a little bit
right. Well, that's part of the problem we've had. Crazy. Like even going to do anything, like even outdoors, like all these, there's trails all over this valley.
Yeah.
And part of the problem is that when we get these sudden urges to do it, it's always on a weekend, and damn well that there's gonna be a lot of people out there, and it's not worth going out at that point. So then you have to decide, well, which is worse? Continuing to be locked in here or going to deal with all those people that are going to be out there.
Right. Well, and I think that's where we were just kind of talking about this is like, we almost have to find the balance. And like, even if it's just walking the neighborhood and like kind of getting out a little bit, like we've been sitting in the backyard more, stupid stuff that we didn't really even think about.
Right. Yeah.
You just kind of get in this, we got into this like rut this last, I don't know, few days really.
Yeah.
But we had the Thunderbirds fly over Las Vegas a couple days ago, and it was pretty cool, even though I missed it.
Well,
I was in the backyard, and they went
through the front
yard.
But the Thunderbirds, so we missed the first pass, but on the second pass, I happened to catch like the tail end of them going by, and they were they're so far away.
Some videos of people, they like went right over their houses.
Right.
We live outside of town a little bit, so
and then, nice, of course, the social distancing. There's 500 people on top of the hill behind our house. Yeah. I'm elbow to elbow. Like, what in the world are you guys doing? It looked like
from our point of view that they were closer than they should be, but I don't know. Maybe up close they were like there were families that were gathered.
There were some people in our neighborhood took pictures of it. It looked like you were at a concert.
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah. But it does get to the point where at what point is your mental health insanity? Like, is 100%. It better off going out and like taking the chance? I think we've come up with some ideas on how to get out of the house, and we need to probably just do it.
Yeah.
And just go prepared, right? With masks and stuff, just in case. Because self-isolation, even though we're pretty introverted in a lot of ways, we're homebodies. We like to be at home. We don't drink. We don't go out. We don't like bars. This is our social life.
Yeah.
So it's not that different, but being forced into it and like not having.
Actually, they're our social life.
Yeah. Now, that's about it.
That's really you guys are that's it. You're the extent of our social life.
At the risk of sounding like a total basic bitch, it's like, I really, really miss just walking Target. Like, it's just the little things that like, even just being able to get out of the house and just go do something. We're just not doing any of that.
Right.
So, when we're almost at that 1 month mark now.
Yeah. It's getting close.
Self-isolation.
I'm ready for some hockey to go again.
Yeah. Did you hear about that basketball thing that they're doing like horse?
No.
There's different.
So they keep away from each other?
Well, there's like different players that are going to be playing horse.
Oh, from their home.
Yeah, from their home.
Yeah. Yeah, good idea. Good for them.
Yeah. Oh, this is a perfect transition into question number 4. How is your mental health?
Oh, boy.
Answers are feeling some depression kicking in, same as before, or loving this time at home. So
my answer is yes.
I thought this was pretty, depends on the hour.
Oh God.
It really does. It really depends on what part of the day it is.
Yeah.
So 50% of people said it's the same as before. So, and those may be the people that are still working, maybe are going out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Maybe there's just something that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Same as before. The next highest answer, 33%. People feel some depression kicking in.
Right.
So, and I kind of feel like if you aren't working and you don't have other things going on, I think that's kind of easy to slip into.
Yeah.
Well, It's like Groundhog Day.
It really is.
You wake up and it's like, okay, we make coffee.
Well, and the part of the problem, like for people like me, is mental health has been an issue that I've struggled with for a long time. It's not new because of the COVID thing.
Right. Ditto.
I've had my fair share of mental health issues for majority of my adult life. So this doesn't necessarily change anything. It may focus it more on it, but it doesn't necessarily change anything.
Well, and I think you have a lot of change too, because you haven't been at work.
Right.
And so you would come home for, say, a week, and it's like you have that 1 week home and then you're gone again. And so this is the longest you've been home in a year and a half.
Right.
So you don't have that break like you had before either.
Right.
So I don't have that break from you that I had before either.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
Right. No,
I love having you home, so I won't complain. Even on the rough days, it's just part of, I'd still rather have you home. It's true. True story.
All I can think about are all the vacuum numbers. I got processing numbers in my head. I'm running through all that in my head.
I know there's a big part of you itching. I know you really miss it because you really love your job.
Right.
But
that's it.
Oh
yeah. There's all that.
And I know you carry a lot of guilt too, not working right now. So I think that doesn't bode well some days for you. You need that distraction too.
Yeah.
And have you like build a garden in the backyard or do something.
Yeah. Somebody actually said that I should buy an engine, like an old engine, and just tear it apart and rebuild it.
And it actually would be good for,
I
don't know where we just get a random engine.
I have no idea. I got to get a cherry picker. There's all kinds of things.
Don't touch the cars. Don't touch the ones that we have that run perfectly fine.
I could start tearing apart the new one.
Yeah, leave the AC alone. Whatever else you want to.
All right. Well, I don't. Maybe
find other things.
I got to come up with a project. Apparently, it's kind of under what I got from it.
I think you would do. I think a project's good. Well, I'm the other side of it where I like creativity and I like art stuff. And I made this really cheesy macrame wannabe curtain.
It's freaking cute though.
Chris, not the 4Runner. He's not touching the 4Runner engine.
No, I won't do that.
Anything in that.
No. Although it looks like a lot of fun. I did open it up and look at it.
I'm hiding the keys.
But it does look like fun to tear apart. I won't do it though.
Yeah. I have to come up with more. I have to do the creative things. We have this really cute scavenger hunt thing going on in the neighborhood where every week we put different pictures out front in the windows. So like the little kids walking through the neighborhood this week are on an Easter egg hunt. So I I colored them Easter eggs and put them on the windows. Right. So like that kind of stuff helps me.
Yeah. I want to build a full greenhouse in the backyard.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
But see, you're extreme.
Right.
That's like me wanting to paint an entire mural on a wall.
Yeah. I'm going to put a greenhouse in the backyard, like full, like I want
under the house.
Yes. Like full on. Let's do this. If we're going to do this, let's go.
You are extreme.
I know. I got to work on that.
Maybe we do that. Maybe we think about how to do,
how to build a bunker?
Lowe's. No,
I'm all about it.
You know how you do
it? I tell you right now, I've already got it planned out. If you really want to know, I've already got a spot picked out where the trap door is going to go.
Yeah.
And it's solid.
I mean, I don't hate the idea.
Well, we might have to get a permit or two.
Yeah. If they know, they find out about it. Oh man.
Hello, everybody that joined.
I do want to do a chicken coop in the backyard, but the chickens are too loud and they smell. So I don't know how we would do that.
Plus,
we can't live in there. No.
Plus, we have a dog she's pretty agile. I'm sure she'd have a chicken or two for dinner.
Yeah. We're just going to have to get more land.
We'll have to figure out.
Or we'll put them in the bunker. We'll have a chicken bunker.
Oh, God, that'd be terrible.
Oh, it smells so bad.
All right, next question.
All right, number 5. How are you keeping up with people? And I feel like this one was kind of hard to answer because you could be more than one. Yeah. So the answers are still physically visiting friends and family, online platforms like Zoom and Skype, keeping in touch with phone, text, social media, things like that, or not talking to anyone outside my home at all. Okay. The number one answer with 71% is phone, texting, social media. So I think that's probably how we're keeping in touch with people. I don't know if that's true. Well, probably social media.
Yeah. Well, I would for us. Well, it's weird because there's certain people that I'm in contact with in certain ways. For example, the oldest boy, I have to text him.
Right.
The youngest girl, I have to Snapchat.
Right. Right.
The rest of my family, I have to Zoom.
Yep.
So I'm all over the place.
And then other people you're just on social media with.
Yeah. Like I'm all over the board. So
I don't really talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Well, anyone that knows me knows I hate the phone.
Right.
Which is probably like PTSD from previous jobs.
Right.
It's working in sales. I just don't like the phone. So I don't do a lot of phone conversations. We've done Zoom meetings.
We have done Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
I think those
FaceTime
are cool.
meetings.
And that's something that I hope lasts longer than this thing. Because
I like it too. And seeing faces.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
It's more personal than social media and text messaging and all that kind of stuff. And I do hope that that's something that lasts longer than COVID.
Yeah.
But life happens.
We'll see.
Yeah. Who knows?
Maybe not as often as it's happening right now, but which reminds me, there's a couple people I need to call.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. You're busted.
I know. It's just the days go by and it's been a little crazy the last few days. And I've been meaning to call people, like my cousin wanted me to call him, and my brother, we were talking about FaceTime yesterday. Like I'm so bad at it.
Yeah.
I'm so bad at it.
Yeah. Well,
I just hate the phone.
It is a terrible thing. That's why I think
that like Zoom and stuff is just different. Like I don't feel like it's just not the phone. I don't know how to explain it.
There is a solution to that.
What?
There's a 16-ounce carpenter hammer right outside.
Just destroy my phone. But I play my games. So what would I color on? What would I do my crossword
puzzles? You get a coloring book. Remember those? Those are real. And a box of crayons. You remember what crayons? And a newspaper? They're colored wax. What
do you think I used crayons to color the eggs? The Easter eggs.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm right there with you. The phone thing it drives me crazy. But it's one of those necessary evils. Actually, somebody brought up a really good point so Google and Apple, sorry, this is a total tangent, but
we didn't have anything else really planned for today.
But, so Google and Apple cooperated in a tracking system for COVID-19. So they basically took everybody who had a phone and basically did some sort of algorithm that decided whether or not they had either been in contact with or currently were carrying.
South Korea did something like that too.
Anyway, so they collaborated on this project, which is weird because they're rivals. Me and you have a rivalry because you love iPhone. I like Android.
You love Android.
So I do love Android. So somebody brought up a real good point. Like we've lost a lot of our freedoms because of these things anyway. It's already gone. Right. So why not add one more layer to help our health?
Every time you download like an app, you're like approving some type of permission.
You accept their little terms and conditions, but at that point, what are you really giving up? And you don't know. Most people don't know. Even when you buy a car, you accept terms and conditions.
I don't read them.
Right. So there is that other side of it with the phones where there are some good things that come of it, but do the good outweigh the bad yet? And I don't know yet.
Well, they were doing something in South Korea where if you were in contact or had COVID, like I think if you had COVID and you like left your house, they would track you and they could find you.
100%.
Which I was like, I just leave my phone at home.
Right. But you can't. That's the thing. Most people nowadays, they don't know how to operate without them.
Yeah.
So there's a weird balance with that. It's a trip. That whole
I only use my phone for like apps.
Yeah.
Like in games and
right.
Texting a little bit, but I would say not the majority anymore.
I would if there was a way to not have it, I would totally go.
We will one day.
Maybe
we'll live in the middle of nowhere. We'll have a house phone with like an old stretchy cord.
Old turn dial ones. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm good with that.
Well, the rotary. Yeah, the rotary phone.
So the second, so phone, text, social media was by far the number one answer on that. Next was online platforms like Zoom and Skype. The next answer, there's 8% of people are still physically visiting family and friends, which blows my mind.
Right.
Judging, not judging in a way. I do see people on social media that like they're like maybe their sisters or like people that they're close with. And I guess I wouldn't feel, we had the kids here, there's, I guess you're still visiting to a certain degree with people.
I don't know. It's weird because it changes how you perceive that whole situation. Because
we've had neighbors over in the backyard, but they
keep their distance.
Yeah, they just sit.
And we Clorox everything before and after they leave. Yeah. That's kind of a thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess there's ways to do it, and not knowing, how people are actually seeing each other.
Right.
Like it's hard to say.
Yeah.
But I feel really bad for that. There's like one person that said that they're not talking to anyone outside the home. That can't be you. Was that you? Were you the one person that said you're not talking to anyone?
Think so.
Outside the home? No, because you're Zooming.
I'm pretty sure I put Zoom or text on there. Although
that one person,
hey, you know what?
You can reach out to us.
That one person,
we'll text you.
If that one person happens to be watching right now that said that, I hope your inner peace is amazing.
Yeah.
Like you either have it locked down solid or you're really in a sad spot. And either way, oh man.
Yeah.
That's rough. Because in theory, like
because that means that
they might be the happiest person.
Mostly not talking to anyone versus phone, text, online platforms, or physically seeing people.
I don't know. That's tough.
I mean, that could be a good thing. Or maybe they only like people that live in their house.
Right. Maybe.
That's okay too.
Good for you. That's it. Yeah.
Okay. So next question.
Yeah.
We asked, are you cooking every meal at home, most meals, but still doing delivery and pickup food too, or none, only having food delivered or picked up? Like you're not cooking at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen different people online saying things that like they've cooked more in the last month than they have like their whole life. So interesting, 0% are only having food delivered or picked up. So that's 0 answers.
That's not,
The other two were split 50-50. So 50% are having every single meal at home and 50% are doing most meals at home, but also having food picked up or delivered. So, which I think we've only had in the very beginning, we had one meal delivered from our favorite restaurant that's right here in Henderson.
Yes. And there was a reason behind that, and I don't remember what it was.
I think we were supporting the local business at the time.
Well, I think they had sent out a text or something because we had previously ordered or something. Oh, maybe that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. And they were like, hey, we're still doing this.
And we're delivering.
Right.
Which they normally don't deliver.
Maybe we should do that.
Oh, it sounds so good.
It does.
They have like the best cheeseburgers. And chicken wings.
Yeah, they're good. But that's I'm in some ways I'm surprised that more people aren't doing takeout. I mean, think about it.
Yeah. Well, we're not doing it because of our situation we talked about in a previous show when we went to the vape shop.
Right.
We probably would have ordered or picked up food more if we didn't get so spooked by the crazy vape lady.
Right. That's probably
and then the idea that like people are touching our food before we get it.
Right. 100%.
Which is just creepy in general.
At the same time, like this whole thing has created a weird dynamic for me, like mentally, because it's on one hand, I firmly believe that we're going to be okay and everyone's going to be fine. And we just go on about our business. And this is just a crock of shit. But then there's the other side of me that
what if it's
I know some stories that I've heard from you and some stories from people that I'm not necessarily close to, but I trust in their sources and the people and what they're telling me is going on. So I have a weird battle with it because I don't want to believe anything at face value, but at the same time, I'm hearing people that are like, So when it comes to the food thing, it's not exactly like I want to go jump in front of a bus. Like,
well, I'm looking at it more like, so my biggest fear is not so much getting sick, but if I was to get sick, being in the hospital by myself, or like if you got sick and then like I can't go and visit you, like that scares me more than being sick. So I'm like, is that In-N-Out burger worth the chance of like
you didn't
being
have
in the
to
hospital?
Say
I know
you didn't have to say that. You could have said, is that cheeseburger?
That sounds really
but
good.
You had to use the name.
What
now all I'm going to think about for the rest of the night and probably tomorrow is the damn In-N-Out symbol.
I'll
and
draw
the palm
it for
trees
you.
and the
Give me
smell.
something to do.
Man,
I'll just draw it for you.
Oh, it's going to be a long night.
We have hamburger meat. I can't promise you
it's not it's not In-N-Out.
What would you, if you could go and get something right now, is that what you would pick?
100%, without a doubt.
Yeah, I'm kind of between that and sushi.
Nope. Give me a good.
We did poke bowls last night. We did like these homemade wannabe poke bowls last night, and it was like
all day.
Okay, but it just isn't the same.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same, but it's still not. In-N-Out's the only. Yeah. In-N-Out is the only thing I miss through this whole chaos. That's it.
And Del Taco, you love Del Taco.
I do love Del Taco, but I don't miss it.
Really?
I crave In-N-Out.
I don't really crave anything.
Del Taco, I'm like, yeah, it's good. It's not.
I'm craving ice cream since yesterday.
Right.
I really wanted ice cream yesterday.
God dang.
Now you're hungry. We talk about food.
I want a 4x4 with grilled onion, animal style, like the whole 9, animal fries, and a chocolate shake, and an iced tea.
We might have to do that just for mental health purposes.
Oh man,
we need a little bit of a break.
Oh, it sounds.
All right, let's move on.
Okay.
This one is interesting because the answers are all over the board.
All right. Those are fun.
Question number 7 is: are your kids driving you crazy, keeping themselves busy, same as before? I don't have any kids. I love the extra time with them, or other.
I love this question. And you know why?
Why?
Read the one with 0%.
There is 0%. There is no one with 0%. Look.
Boop. Oh, okay. Well, it's still.
Oh, so somebody put.
It's still very telling. So when I saw it this morning, that answer had 0%.
Are you talking about this one?
Yep.
So he's talking about there's now 8%. Says I love the extra time with them.
Yeah,
there wasn't anyone I looked at it yesterday either.
No one said I love the extra time with them.
So somebody that did it this afternoon is lying.
Yeah. Just kidding. Right. So when I saw that this morning, I went and looked through each of these questions, and that was the one that it stood out to me. Like it was like, hey, nobody loves the extra time with their kids. I'm like, that's so.
Well, I think
sad, but
as working parents too, you always think that you want to be a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dad, or
you gotta
spend
deal with
more
them.
time. It's about the balance, right? It's like being like, it's just too much time.
There's that post that's going around Facebook right now that's absolutely telling of this situation, and that right there is now you as parents understand the phone calls and emails you're getting from your teachers when it's like, here's your asshole kids. Now you have to deal with them.
It's so true.
It's fantastic.
Well, the number one answer was 25% of people didn't have any kids. So even let's just take that out.
Okay.
Going off of, and
25% of the people responded don't even have. I didn't expect that many.
Yeah.
25, really?
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
That's a lot. Well, I mean,
unless it was like, well, I think our kids did this too, so they don't have kids.
Oh, it's possible.
You know, like so if people maybe,
but even then,
like even like Travis.
Right.
You know,
right.
So there's adults with kids, without kids.
Okay. Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. I'm going to skip the other because the other
is it's kind of funny.
Almost 17%.
But there's some funny answers.
I'll go through those individually.
Yeah, they're good.
But the rest, so the highest percentage is 21% said the kids are driving you crazy.
Yeah, no shit, your kids are driving you crazy. They're driving me crazy too. Not your kid, my kids. But yeah, dude, and it's weird.
It depends on the hour. Sometimes it's fine.
Yeah, but think about the end of summer. Every parent's ready to give their kids back. That's true. You know, when summer's over, they're like, yeah.
This is going to be a long summer.
You ain't kidding.
Can we start looking at summer camps now? Oh.
Of course it was.
Sandra loves spending time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has the biggest heart. Of course she says that. Then there's
I know. Well, and hers are older.
They are older.
So it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Kind of. I think I would be going a lot more crazy with that like age group of 6, 7, and 8, where they're like a little independent, but not totally. And you still have to kind of give them something to do.
Right.
Like ours are a little older, so they can kind of keep themselves busy.
Right.
So number one answer was driving you crazy.
Thanks for the honesty.
Next answer was tied as same as before, and other are tied. Next one would be 12.5% are keeping themselves busy. So that's like, I mean, our kids are really,
that's
for the most part, they just keep themselves busy.
Where we're at, right?
And then the I love spending extra time at 8%. So going into the other responses,
some of these responses were funny.
So there were a couple other ones. This one says the kids escaped years ago. My poor kid doesn't get to walk this year, which is sad.
That is sad. There is a cool thing going on right now where people are sharing senior photos.
But do you think that makes the 2020 class of 2020 feel better? Seen old people putting photos of themselves up in their cap and gown.
Well, I don't know if it makes them feel better or not, but I mean, it's a gesture like behind it.
Tribute to.
But I'll tell you this. The one thing that stood out to me more than any of it, if you go back into I think it was the 60s, 70s.
Like 64. Like you're talking about the Vietnam stuff.
Yeah. Like, what are we complaining about?
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to go on about your life. You're going to go to your favorite college. You're going to go do whatever you're going to do.
Right.
And your life's going to continue. Meanwhile, not too long ago, there were people that went straight from high school to war. So I think we need to understand that and put that
or
in
even left high school early.
Right. Right.
Yeah. 100%. So yeah, that sucks. Then there's ones that say that the kids are driving them crazy, but they still like having them at home. Right. Which I think that's probably, if that would have been an answer, that probably would have gotten a pretty high percentage.
Right. It probably would have been most of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
that's everybody.
Still like having them at home.
Right.
But
right.
And then there's an answer that says my kids are being a little asshole. Which that sucks for that parent.
The answers to that question, like you were saying, they vary from moment to moment. So depending on when the parents took that quiz, it really depends on the answers we're going to get on that.
Well, I think most of this is like you just the days feel so long, you never know what the next hour is.
I'll tell you, my answer changed. So I went through so we tested it when you first sent out the quiz, and I took it then.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Right. So my answers from that time I answered it to now would have been completely different.
Right.
And that was 3 days or 4 or something. I don't know. Whatever it's been. 5. Hell, I don't even know what day it is.
I don't even know when I did this.
The only reason I know that this thing is supposed to happen is because I have an alarm set on my phone. Today's Monday.
Yeah, it was like 4:30. We're like, it's Monday.
Yeah, today's Monday. We're doing this.
And we're not prepared. Like, thank goodness we did the survey.
Yeah, so at least you're proactive.
Sometimes.
Right.
So question number 8, we're almost done. How has your employment been impacted? So not every answer had a response. So the options are still working the same amount in office, still working with reduced hours in office, laid off, furloughed, still working the same hours but remote, still working with reduced hours remote, and then other. So the number one response was other. And I'm just going to read a handful of them really quick. So I observe the world from an easy chair.
That's awesome.
So that's
whoever you are. Thank you.
Maybe somebody that's not. Maybe that's someone that's retired.
Yeah,
they're not working.
Maybe.
Still employed, just staying home. So, that's a good. Yeah, construction and busier than ever. So, which I thought that they stopped construction.
I think it depends on the business
because I know they stopped construction when they're on the stadium out here.
Right. It might depend on the company. It might depend on what the construction is.
They just have certain guidelines they follow.
And once somebody gets sick, I think they shut it down. That's the stadium. That's what happened to that.
Yeah, the stadium was still working and way busier than before. I wonder what industry that's in. Maybe medical.
Maybe.
More hours in office and more patients' homes, more hours in office and more patients' homes.
So that's definitely medical.
Yeah.
So they're visiting.
So they have more hours in the office and at the homes.
Right.
All right. Still working just 1 extra day. So somebody's working 6 days instead of 5. Oh yeah. Banks are still working too.
Right.
Yeah. Someone else said they're still working and they work in retail, and I think that I don't know what ion work is. Ion work was an answer. I don't know what that means.
I'm pretty sure that means I don't.
I own work. I don't work.
I don't work. Pretty sure that's a Southern thing. I don't work.
I don't work.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what that meant.
So great.
But I don't. I'm not 100% sure.
So those were the other responses, but the rest of them are pretty tight. I mean, look at that. So you have there's a 3-way tie at like 17-ish%, and it's still working in an office the same amount. So there's 17% of people, like it hasn't changed at all. And then you have 17% that are still working the same hours, but now they're working remotely. And then you have people that are still working with reduced hours remotely.
Right.
And then it's 12.5% of people have been laid off in this. So, which sucks.
And that's the part that is tough with this whole situation because, well, for example, me, like I have the opportunity to continue working. However, I'm choosing not to, so that if something were to go wrong, I'm here.
I think if you just didn't work so far away, it wouldn't be as big of a deal.
Right.
That's not true. We don't even go to the grocery store because we don't want to.
I wouldn't be out working if I work local.
That's true.
For the simple fact that this has become bigger than just this situation.
I think it changed once we knew people that were impacted by this.
For sure. It definitely makes you look at things a little bit different. Yeah.
So moving on from that. Next one. Number 9.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. This one, I don't know why this one's on there, but we wanted to know if people are shaving the same. So, and it could be boys, men.
Hold on.
Shaving.
Let's clarify who created that real quick.
Well, I know, but I was asking the kids for questions too, and I forget if I think it was a comment.
Now we're gonna blame the kids because they're here.
I think we were talking like girls too, like with our legs. So like women shaving, and then men in their face, and if they're not working, the same. All right. So answers: 75% was the number one answer. Said that they're shaving occasionally, which I'm in that boat. You don't shave.
I don't shave.
So you're not.
Clearly my answer is,
So
don't ever.
Which wasn't even an answer that like it's the same, right?
Yeah. Well, because most people, I not shaving is that even?
Wait, what did you even answer? No, I've stopped altogether. Still shaving occasionally or shave every day.
No, I stopped altogether.
Oh.
Yeah. That's
you stopped doing that a while ago.
But that was a long time ago. That has nothing to do with COVID.
Cleaning up your cheeks and
I don't do that anyway. That's so like I don't do this thing to look pretty. Because I hate shaving.
Well, you do look pretty. The other two answers were tied at 12.5%. So more power to the 12.5% that have stopped shaving altogether. Maybe there's people that can't grow beards for their jobs normally. So they're working remotely and they're working on a beard.
Yeah, no, good for you. And once you grow it out, don't cut it. Tell them that you're part of my new religion that I created. It's called Beardism. And we worship beards, and you're not allowed to shave. It's illegal. It's against your religion, and they can't say anything.
All I think right now is, so when you put the beard oil in he took a shower and put the beard oil in, and I'm so much shorter than he is that like I'm like basically the middle to bottom of the beard, and I ended up with just a whole bunch of beard oil in my face. So I don't even need moisturizer. I just oh man. Oil, you got to think too, and this is probably, I mean, women like this is, I don't know, this might come out really like sexist, but whatever. So like women dating, they're not gonna be shaving their legs if they're not going out on dates. Like when you're single and going out on dates, you shave your legs a whole lot more than when you're sitting at home.
It's no wonder there's so many razor burn commercials. Bunch of thirsty women. Jesus. Okay, well that explains
laser
why
hair removal. Yeah.
There's like $700 million a year in shaving commercials.
Yeah,
it's no wonder.
Laser hair removal.
Yeah, you got
So
it's not the really I'll tell you this: you go on a date with somebody and their legs aren't shaved is not going to change how good or bad the date goes.
But sometimes women don't shave their legs if they don't plan on getting frisky. I'm not going to shave my legs. You have nothing. I'm just telling you. That's how it is. Oh, now you're going to read the comments over there.
I'm just.
I have nothing to say.
I got nothing. I don't know.
So, and then there's still people shaving every day. So that means.
Good for you.
That sucks. I mean, they might be going to work.
They're dedicated.
They might be going to work.
Maybe still going to work. Maybe
maybe they just don't like.
Or they have dates lined up.
Maybe. All right. And question number 10, showering. Are you showering more often, less often, or the same? I don't know what I was expecting with this one.
Well, first off, you're expecting people to be honest. That's
well, it's anonymous.
It is anonymous, but when you go to push those buttons, there's always a hesitation of whether you want to say that. Yeah, that little judge finger that you got, the little voice in your head saying, "Don't push that button."
Yeah, but
don't tell them the truth.
Okay, so here's the answers, though.
Okay.
The number one answer at 67% is the same.
Okay.
So 67% of the people say they're doing it the same.
So changed.
Maybe they like whatever. Even if you don't go anywhere, maybe it's your routine.
Right.
The second place one is less often, which is 21%.
Okay.
Which I was expecting that number to be higher because people aren't going to the gym. They're not going out to work. Right. Like, I don't know. I was expecting that to be a higher percentage.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I only wash my hair once a week anyways.
Right.
Which I guess is different than showering. Yeah.
Right.
But
well, yeah.
And then 12.5% said they're showering more often, which I wonder if those people are the ones that are still out working. Like, are you?
Well,
I don't know. I think that I would probably shower a lot. I'd shower like 4 times a day if I was out working.
Yeah, if you're out doing something. And that's like, for me, when I'm not working, it's every other day. Right. But if I am working, it's every day. Yeah. Right. Sometimes twice, depending on where they stick us. If I'm in Texas, it's twice a day.
Ugh.
You wake up, you take one, and you sweat before you even get out the front door, and then right when you get back, first thing you do.
I've never been in anywhere that's like super humid. Besides when I worked for a company that was based in Atlanta, and I'd have to go to Atlanta, and you would get dressed, get ready, and you'd walk out the hotel to go to the main office, and you were instantly like your shirt was stuck to you.
Yeah.
So gross.
Yeah. That's Texas is that way.
I guess you get used to it maybe, but growing up in Southern California and Las Vegas, like it just not used to the humidity. That's for sure.
The humidity is different. I enjoy the humidity and
it's good for your skin.
Well, I don't care about that. I care because when you're out there, it's freaking hot, and these shirts that hold the moisture, the shirts that we wear for work.
Yeah.
And if you get just like an ounce of a breeze, it's like having an air conditioner on. I love it.
Well, and sweating's supposed to cool you down, right?
Right.
Does humidity do that?
That's what.
Because you're sweating. So it cools you down. So all of the people that are like in the South when they're sweating and their shirts are soaked, they're cool. They're not super hot.
Right. Well, I mean, it's still hot, but yes, it's cooler.
Oh, that's weird. I mean, I get it. I understand it, but it's just weird because when you look at them, they look really hot and sweaty.
That's called
like it's
science.
Really gross and like it's like they're burning up, but it's not, I guess.
No, it's keeping you cool. That's why if you ever seen those, like you ever see people in the Middle East and all over like North Africa, all that,
and they're
covered. And the reason they do that is it creates insulation layers and you sweat and it causes you to be cooler.
Oh, I thought that was just I thought they just liked it hot. I don't know.
No.
Well, and it's usually like whites, like lighter colored stuff reflects the sun. I clearly need to get out more.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty obvious now. Yeah. That's I don't know. That's one of those things I'll tell you, for example, a lot of outdoorsmen, like, so any of those guys, you see those survivalist guys, and you'll see any like fishermen, hunters, even if they go out in the summertime, they usually wear those long sleeve shirts.
Yeah.
And they're designed for like cooler, to make you cooler. Under Armour has the cold gear or hot gear, which is designed to do the same thing.
Like breathe.
It's designed to hold the moisture to allow the wind to cool you off. It's basically like having a thermal air conditioner.
I'm glad that you have to shower 2 times a day then when you're doing
in Texas. Yeah. Well, when you're working down south, you don't have an option. Like it's just, you wake up hot, no matter how nice your air conditioner might be in the room.
Yeah.
You wake up hot, and you as soon as you get back, but it's rough down there. Down south.
See, I mean, I guess if it was more, I would have to wash my hair a lot more if it was humid and sweaty. I don't have to here as much.
Yeah.
Which sounds gross, but I mean, I think a lot of girls know what I'm talking about. Like, I have a lot of hair. Like, I don't like washing it all the time.
Right.
Or doing it, which is why I'm going to just cut my hair off.
You keep saying that.
I'm gonna just have you do it. I'm gonna put it in a ponytail. I'm gonna just cut it off myself.
I've yet to see it happen.
I know. And the hairdressers are gonna be so busy after this. I haven't gotten my hair cut though, and I haven't cut my hair in over a year and a half. Which is so bad, but that's like I stopped working and like everything just like give a shit broke.
Right.
So anyways.
Yeah, the hair thing's gonna be
my grays. Luckily you can't really see them on camera.
Those people are gonna be
grays are pretty
busy.
bad.
Mm-hmm. There'll be a lot of that stuff is like extracurriculars that are gonna when this all comes back, you're gonna be flooded with people.
I would like to go to a nail salon. And it's like one of those things that I kept putting off. We talked about it too. Like I wanted to go and get a pedicure. And then I was like, no, I'm not. I'm going to wait. And then now I can't. Right. And it's like, I would love to just sit and get a pedicure.
Right. And I'm sure there's a lot of people in that boat that are going to be like, you know, as soon as this is done, there's one thing that they're going to do.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's hair.
Well, if we have money for it at that point.
For a lot of these people, bars.
Yeah, the social side. Oh gosh, I have no desire to do that.
No, I don't either. That sounds miserable.
That'd be interesting to see what people, you know, what's the first thing that they want to do. I've seen that going around a little bit. Right. Like, what do you want to do? But like the reality of it versus like the shit talking behind social media is a little different. Like, what is the one thing that you're going to go and do?
Right.
Some people, you know, they say the gym. Oh, that's and for some people, it's really important and they need to do that. But
right. I don't necessarily have any one thing that I want to do. Like there's not like, I mean, in and out, but that can happen regardless.
Yeah.
But I would say like, there's not, go back to work. That'd be nice. Like something like, I don't know. There's some weird, I'm sure there's something that I really haven't done that I would
can't
like
think
to
of
do,
anything
but I don't,
either. There's stuff I'd like, but not.
Right.
I think we just need to get through this first.
Yeah, and there is light at the end of the tunnel, which is a good news. There's been some reports that they're putting together like a revamp program of how they're going to reopen businesses so that it doesn't flood any of the systems that are out there.
Like slowly reintroducing
like
test the waters a little bit.
Right, which is more social control and manipulation, but whatever. Like at this point, is what it is.
If it's saving lives, like it could have been a lot worse.
It definitely could have been a lot worse. And that's the one thing that I think we kind of lose sight of. And
hi, Donna.
Hello, Donna. There are some things that we lose sight of because it happened and now we're in it, right? And you just kind of forget. And we've turned into that 24-hour news cycle that's no longer 24-hour, but it literally is 24-hour around the clock. It's 24/7. It never stops. So whatever the newest information that comes out is, that's what we hold on to, right? And it's constantly fluctuating. So it's
I'm just
interesting.
Not watching news. I did turn the news on a few times in the morning with like coffee, but it just sets such a funky mood for the day, depending on what it is. Like it just sets the wrong mood.
There hasn't been a lot of good news. Things are starting to look more positive. That's the one thing that's what I was trying to get to.
New York is
things are looking good. The numbers are coming down. Things are starting to turn in the right direction. And it's because of the things we did to lock it down. And you can argue that point however you want.
It's the actions 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago.
Right.
Of locking things down.
Now that we're there, how do we get things rolling again? And that's going to be touch and go, just as shutting it down was.
Right.
So, but it is coming to an end.
It's going to be interesting with the casinos and stuff out here.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird to see how things have changed, and what we do going forward, which is still.
And I think some people are they're just gonna go right back to it.
Yeah, some people won't care, and it's gonna be business as usual, and we'll see. There'll be some changes, whether we want them or not. They'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are coming back on Wednesday.
Yep.
And I have no idea. I'm not sure where it's going yet. It will be conspiracy related.
You haven't really even talked conspiracy type of stuff the last few days.
No, I haven't.
It's weird.
My brain's always doing that. I live in conspiracy world.
Yeah.
So it will be conspiracy related.
It does.
How I still have not 100% focused on what it's going to be.
Well, I don't think we've really been watching and listening to as much stuff lately.
No.
You have to dive in.
Yeah, this one's more going to be along the lines of science. It's something we're currently watching. It's a TV show that we were watching. Yeah,
I know.
It's not done. So all right, I'll go ahead and throw it.
It's actually really, it's really interesting.
So if you guys don't have it yet, it's worth a look. So there's a channel on Amazon Prime Video called Gaia, and I don't necessarily think you have to have Amazon Prime. You can go to Gaia directly. It's $10 a month.
You have to pay for it.
But there's a show on there called Missing Links.
Is it only on Gaia?
Yeah, it's the only place I've found it.
Missing Links. Yeah.
It's called Missing Links on Gaia. If you haven't really seen it, man, I don't know. Like normally, like there's like we watch the History Channel, we watch Discovery, watch Nat Geo, we watch a lot of documentaries and crazy and UFO and all these things. But I guess in my mind, I kind of had a general idea of what I thought I believed in the way things work together.
Yeah.
Well, this new program that we're watching now is literally tying all of my beliefs into a cute little package and saying,
well, and there's like facts.
Here is the information.
Some of it, I mean, it's not all facts, but there's a lot of documented information.
Right.
Or documented questions of there's like the artifacts and stuff. Like there's things that you just can't explain. So documented unexplained things.
Right. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, it's Missing Links on the Gaia channel. I'm working on trying to put together some information that I think would be kind of cool to listen to. It's just not that easy because
it's a lot.
It's literally taken me a lifetime to get to the point where I believe in some of those things, and then trying to formulate a thought and make them into something that would be interesting for other people.
Yeah. So it's kind of a surprise.
Anyways, so that'll be Wednesday. And then Friday, we kind of decided it's going to be your night.
We did. I'm just kidding.
And yeah.
Don't ask me what I'm talking about on Friday. I'll figure it out Thursday.
Okay, so Wednesday we're gonna do some not conspiracy. It is, but it's not. It's
just more geared towards like your interests
on
Wednesday.
It's fringe science. We'll call it that. Fringe science.
I like it.
That's really
my Friday. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, and then we'll worry about Friday on Friday, I guess.
Probably.
All right. Anyways, thanks y'all for joining us. We will see you guys.
Good.
Yeah, stay safe out there, and we'll see y'all on Wednesday. Bye.